The OnePlus 7T Pro 5G McLaren Edition was one of the first 5G phones T-Mobile released. It's been out a little over 3 months now, so how have it held up? Let's find out. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you already know I'm jumping in head first with the issues. One of the main issues was the GPS issue. If you're not aware, pretty much when the phone was released, the GPS just would not lock on. Within using maps, apps, whatever you're doing, GPS wouldn't lock on. Probably like after like about 5 minutes, the GPS would finally lock on and you could use it like normal. But this issue lasted just about a month before OnePlus finally pushed out a fix. Longer than I expected OnePlus to take pushing out a fix for this, but they finally got something out and that issue was resolved. For this issue, your experience may vary, but I've been having pretty bad battery life. I would say I'm currently getting 3.5 to 4 hours of screen on time on my daily use. But there is like a few sides to this. For one, it all depends on the type of user you are. I'm a heavy user. I'm streaming YouTube all day, playing a few video games, using the GPS, browsing. So I'm using my phone non-stop, email, Slack, text messages, non-stop all day. And I'm running 100% of the time on 5G. 5G is a key point here because on the flip side of things, if I use my phone all day on Wi-Fi, I get much better battery life. I'm getting like 6 hours of screen on time. Also, there's a couple more things that I do differently within my phone. I turn off the RAM management. I turn off the battery optimizations. The reason why I do this is because within the last 4 OnePlus devices I've used, OnePlus has very aggressive battery optimization and RAM management. I mean, you close out an app you go away from an app for maybe 5 minutes and that app instantly closes out and you have to reload the entire app. Also, it became a big problem. Let's say I'm using the Nike Run app and I'm going for I say a fairly short run, and about the 10-minute mark, the phone kills the Nike Plus app in the middle of my run, which that annoyed the crap out of me. Also, the Nest app. I use my Nest app for all my cameras, for all my security, everything that got related to my house. I rely on those notifications. Since the battery optimization and aggressive RAM management, that app is completely useless. I get none of my notifications. Unless I open the app and within like 5-10 minutes I get few of the notifications, but then it kills that app again. So I turn all of that off. So that plays in part to kind of why I get the battery life I'm getting. At the same time, if I do all those same settings and use Wi-Fi all day, I'm still getting 6 hours of screen on time. So I really think it comes down to 5G, which in Atlanta here, I'm always on 5G. 5G is spread out all through Atlanta, so I barely ever see 4G while using the phone. But none of this really matters, and which is why I don't feel like this is a big issue, because no matter how fast my battery dies, warp charging is super fast. It's stupid fast. And within 30 minutes, my phone is from 0 to 70%. So regardless of your experience of the battery life, it charges so fast it doesn't really matter. Okay, so those were really just my 2 main issues with the OnePlus 7T Pro. Moving on to the camera. The camera, it hits all the check marks. It has a wide angle, a 3x zoom, ultra wide angle lens. As also, it has this fire pop-up camera. Like, I really enjoy the pop-up camera because I like the ability to get the whole screen, no notch, no teardrop, no punch hole. The pop-up camera is just so dope to me. And I'm really sad that it looks like it's not going to be there on the 8 or the 8 Pro. But the cameras on the OnePlus, they're still just okay. I mean, it's cool that you have like the macro photography stuff going on. I rarely ever use that. It takes good pictures, but it's nothing that's gonna blow you away. It's not nothing compared to like a Samsung phone, an iPhone, or a Pixel. It's like falls a tier just below those phones. Is it anything to complain about? No, but I mean, OnePlus still has a lot of room for improvement to get up to that tier of photography and videos. But like I said, it hit the check marks. It looks good on paper, but for some reason their processing just not there yet. As far as performance, this thing is just a complete beast. The 90 hertz display, 12 gigs of RAM, 855 plus processor, QHD display, and just recently you just gained much appreciation for what OnePlus is able to do with a 90 hertz display and QHD running 100% full time. No 1080p at 90 hertz. What Samsung pulled with the Ultra $1,500 phone, let's make that $1,500 phone, and you can only run 120 hertz only at 1080p. Like, come on, like, that's just so lame to me. So you gotta like see what OnePlus is capable of doing at running this phone at full quality and 90 hertz refresh rate all the time. The design is by far the best I've ever had on any phone, hands down. And I don't even think OnePlus is gonna be able to top this next year. I hope they do top it, but this McLaren Edition is just tough. Everything about it, the carbon fiber, the full display with no punch holes, the orange accent colors, even the case, the case is even tough. Even though the case like didn't hold up too good, like the little McLaren logo thing, like the little silver thing started to fall off, which I tried to like put it back on, and I took my case off and I went out to the store, and guess what happened? I dropped it. I should have took a picture of it, but I was just so hurt that I dropped my phone, and like the whole entire back glass just shattered. It wasn't even like a far drop. It was a really small drop, and just a little small drop, and the back just shattered, which also let me know that it's not using the same glass. The glass on the front and the glass on the back is just not the same, because the front, I feel like it fell on the front but shattered the back, which is kind of weird. But the good thing about it is OnePlus has great customer service. I was able to send it to their service center in Texas, and they got my phone back to me within about 4 days of me sending it out. And even better, this whole thing only cost me $31. Didn't have insurance, I didn't have anything. It was like an out of warranty, out of insurance type claim. They only charged me for the labor. They didn't charge me for the parts, if I remember what this receipt looked like. But it was only $31, and I got my phone back within 4 days. So that was some great customer service, because I was panicking because I knew I didn't have any insurance. And I was like, man, I love this phone, and I already ruined it within, that was like 2 months of having it. So yeah, it's back to normal. I'm happy to have it back in one piece. So I did have one more gripe about this phone, and specifically what's been going on with OnePlus, which in the past I've always praised OnePlus for, and that's how fast they update the software on their phones. As of right now, this is like the end of March, and we're about to go into April, and we're still on the February security patch. I'm thinking it might have something to do with they just have way too many phones out right now that they're trying to keep updated, or it could be that this is a T-Mobile version and T-Mobile might be holding them up. Either way, I've definitely noticed a lag in the release cycle for software updates, which before OnePlus used to be on it, because OnePlus runs near stock Android, so it's not that hard to get their OS updated. But recently, I've noticed just not as frequent as updates. All in all, this phone is my favorite phone to use as well as to look at. And based on the specs and the price point, this phone is just really gonna be hard to top. I personally think this was the best phone of 2019, even though it came out to the later end, and it might still be one of the top phones throughout 2020, because it's looks wise and spec wise, as well as the price, it's just gonna be hard to top. I'm looking forward to the 8 Pro, and I'm hoping that OnePlus finally gives us an always-on display, and please just give us wireless charging. That will make the 8 Pro amazing. Anyway, that's it. This was another Joe Tech Talk. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. I'm out.